Welcome to A Taste of Old Colony History, where we try making historic recipes and local favorites here in our home kitchens. Today, we're making a dish that was a staple of indigenous diets, and then it was introduced to the English colonists when they started arriving in the 1600s. This is succotash.
Succotash!
The recipe comes to us from the Cape Cod Wampanoag Cookbook, which was written by Earl Mills Sr., Chief Flying Eagle of the Mashpee Wampanoag, and Betty Breen. I have my ingredients ready, so let's get started. Here are the tools and ingredients you'll need to create our succotash recipe. We need 3 ears of corn, or 3 to 4 cups of canned corn, a medium onion that we'll mince, 4 stalks of celery that we'll chop up fine, 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 to 4 cups of chicken stock, chicken broth, or water, and 2 cups of frozen lima beans. For tools, you'll need a cutting board, a large sauce pot, a measuring cup, a knife to chop up all your veggies. I also have this corn kernel remover, so we'll see how that tool works, and a spatula just to mix and combine everything as we cook. So we'll get started. So the first step in preparing our succotash is to remove the kernels from the corn if you're using on the cob corn. I'm going to remove the husk and silks from these, and then we'll test my little handy dandy kernel remover. I've never used it, so we'll see how well it works. Now that they're pretty clear of the silks, I'm going to attempt to use this kernel scraper. Not even actually sure how to use it, but we'll see. Not like that, I think. Not like that. Oh, that was a lot smoother. Okay, we're getting there. Just mashed up a lot of this corn, but I'm gonna try it over the bowl again. This would probably be a lot easier with a knife if you have one, but I've got gadgets, so. Most of it's getting in the bowl, at least. It's gonna be fun to clean later. So we're also going to save our cobs because these are going to help to flavor the stock. Gentle is the key here, I've discovered. These are pretty clear. Just slicing it off probably would have gone faster and been a lot less messy. But this is kind of a cool little gadget. So if you eat a lot of corn and have braces, it's helpful. I'm gonna clean this up before we move on to our next step. So for our next step, we are going to chop up our other vegetables. We're gonna start by cutting 3 tablespoons of butter. We're going to put this into the sauce pot, and this will saute our celery and onion together. Get that in. And we're going to chop our celery first, and then our onion. Doing this, I'm gonna get this turned on and have the butter start to melt so it's ready when our other veggies are ready to go. And next we'll chop up our onion. Whew. Oh, that's a fragrant onion. Butter is melting beautifully over here. Get you a peek at that. So our butter is nicely melted. Our veggies are chopped and ready. I'm gonna add those in. Saute them for a few minutes. And nice and coated in the butter. Next up is measuring out our broth. You need a total of 3 to 4 cups of chicken broth, chicken stock, or water. This is open already, so I'm going to see how much I get out of it. It's 2 cups. I'm going to add another cup or so of water. So we've got 3 cups of liquid, mix of chicken broth and water. These are lovely. It smells delicious. So we're also going to add our corn cobs. And we're going to add our stock. We're going to cover this and let it simmer for 5 minutes. All right. So our celery, onions, corn cob, and chicken broth have been simmering together for 5 minutes. Now it's time to add our remaining ingredients, let it all hang out and get the flavors going for a little bit, and then we will taste it. So we're going to add our lima beans. We need 2 cups of our frozen beans. 1 and 2. Those a quick stir. And then we're also going to add our fresh corn. If you're using canned corn, you would wait a few minutes until the lima beans have softened up a bit before adding that. But since we're using fresh, you're adding it at the same time. I'm going to cover this up again, 3 to 5 minutes, and then we can taste. All right. So our succotash has been simmering for 5 minutes. Smells delicious. The last step is just to remove those corn cobs if you were using fresh corn. We will ladle and eat. Best part, it's the taste and recipe reaction time. I'm gonna try to get a bite that has a little bit of everything in it. There we go. It's delicious. It's so fresh. It warms your soul. I'm gonna try A little sip of the broth. This broth tastes like summer. It's corn and butter, and it's so tasty. I'd probably eat that whole pot of this. And today I learned that lima beans are not scary. They're very tasty, at least in this dish. I've never eaten them any other way. If you like edamame or soybeans, they taste very similar. They're really mild. Lima beans aren't scary, even though every cartoon ever has told me that they are. I wasn't expecting to like this as much as I do. I think just because of the lima beans, because everything else is very familiar and delicious. No seasonings other than the little bit of salt that's in my salted butter and the chicken broth that I used. It really lets the flavors of the ingredients themselves shine. You can taste everything. Since it's quick cooking, it's not mushy. Everything has a nice toothy bite to it. It's super tasty. I think this would be a great weeknight meal. This took me no more than 30 minutes to put everything together, thanks to some modern conveniences, of course, like the frozen lima beans and things like that. Like I said, it was only on the stove for a little while. This would be a great summer recipe. Let that summer corn really shine through. This is so tasty. If you're looking for a quick, nutritious meal that's rich in both flavor and history, look no further, because succotash is it. I hope you try making it. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do, and we'll see you on our next Taste of Old Colony History.